Well, hi guys, sorry for the late start. There's one of our guys at the store is on vacation, and I had to close the store today. And normally, we close at 8, and it usually takes me about a half hour to count the drawer, get home, kind of get ready to go. And then, but today, I had to water the track because we have a summer series race coming up, and practice starts tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure that track got some good moisture in it for tonight, and so it can sit. And then we go in tomorrow and fix a couple potholes out there before practice starts at 4 p.m. So tonight, if I get to it, I got kind of a menagerie of stuff. That's one of my favorite words, by the way, menagerie. I like to say menagerie. Last week I was working on my SCX-10 III, and as you can see, I got it mostly together. I'm actually putting together a build video on this guy. There are some things that I found that just struck me as odd as I was building it. Little things here and there that I had to do to make some stuff fit. And yeah, so it probably won't be too quickly because I'm pretty much after tonight I'm in full race mode with our summer series tomorrow. But hopefully by next week I should have this thing running, and I'll get some footage of the of it in action. Again, I understand I'm late to the party on the SCX-10 III. I think this thing came out in March, but it's new to me, so I'm going to do a video anyways. Yes, I did. Gage Newton, he's on here. He's ready to go. I was actually missing a part from this thing, so I had to wait to finally get the transmission in all the way. And now that I've got my part, I get to finish it off. So part of the transmission case mount, if you guys can see that. How about that? Nope, still bad. Whatever. Anyways, part of the transmission case mount was missing, and so I had to wait around to get this thing fully mounted up. So that's one thing I'm going to do tonight, is get that finally in place. My son virtually destroyed his buggy, screwing around too much, so his diff is very crunchy. So I'm going to be rebuilding his diff for him. Maybe I should make him rebuild his diff. Yeah, I think that's something he needs to do. So yeah. And then I'm going to build some tires. It's amazing how quickly we go through tires, especially that one. He goes through tires very quickly, a lot faster than I do. So it looks like I'm not going to take that off. Oh, maybe I am. So how's everybody doing? There's 10 people online right now. That's pretty cool. I may just have to take the transmission out. I think that's what I'm going to do. Another video idea I had while I started building this car, this truck, was I want to talk about the differences in instruction manuals and how far along, or how not far along, but how much they've changed. Because instruction manuals used to instruct as you're building it, right? And it seems like now it's just pictures, right? We don't really get we don't really get written instructions on how to do stuff, and I think that's how people that are new to this hobby can sometimes find themselves not necessarily building shocks right, or missing something, that they should have caught, but because they're new and they didn't really have any clear instructions on how to do it, kind of got lost in the fray. So I think I'm going to do one because I have probably 40 or so instruction manuals that I've kept from back in the day. In fact, I'm going to show you guys one. It's really cool. Hopefully I can find it quickly. There's that. So I don't know if I've talked about this before, but somehow I've never really thrown away instruction manuals. There's a X4. And there's definitely a significant difference. Jrx Instruction Manual. Here we go. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So the one I'm bummed out that I don't have is my Jrx Pro Instruction Manual. That got lost in the shuffle, but I bought this truck from Hobby Haven in Des Moines, and I got it because it was on sale, because the XXT was out instead. And it's my original, actually my true instruction manual, because if you look closely, you can see my scribbles, my drawings on it, because I would use this as like a template for stickers and stuff that I wanted to do. But that being said, if you look closely, there's the shocks. See that? See that? It's telling you how to do stuff. Slowly tighten the cartridge, allowing oil to bleed out until finger tight. Now secure by turning with pliers. Oof, we don't do that anymore. 1/8 inch. Now I understand the reason, and I don't want to turn this into the video I was thinking about, but I understand the reason why we don't have a lot of written word anymore on instructions, and that's because they got to print these things in like a gazillion different languages. So I know that's part of it. It just bums me out when I'm building a truck like this, and there's just pictures to guide you, and if those pictures happen to be off, right? Well, then what? If you're brand new, you're not going to know. But if you had a written word telling you where to put, say, your linkages and stuff, instead of relying on the picture, it might help out. That's my rant for tonight. I've had a good day today. Started really well, and got a lot of orders done. Got a lot of new stuff. I actually have a What's New Wednesday that as soon as my phone gets done charging and we get done with this, I'll have on for you. I know it's Thursday, but whatever. We got a bunch of stuff today, not Wednesday. So sometimes we get stuff in on Wednesday, a lot of stuff. But a lot of it's just restock. A lot of times we get new stuff in the middle of the week. It's just kind of how that goes down. So I learned a lot building this truck so far. I decided for now I'm going to go brushed. This is the motor out of my Enduro. It works perfectly fine, so I'm just going to use that for now. I'll be using the Hobby Wing 1080 speed controller with this as well. And you can't beat it, man. $41. and it's awesome. It works really well. That hurt. Eventually, I would like to go brushless with this one. This was gonna be my trail truck, not really my crawler truck. So my crawler that I use for competing at the HobbyPlex, and eventually, if I get a day off somewhere else, my enduro is pretty awesome. So I'll definitely stick with that. But if I ever get a chance to go out and just do some trail riding and stuff, this is the one I'm going to use for that. All right, where did that go? Oh, there it is right there. So this is the piece. What I was missing was the it's a mount. So this goes there like that. That goes there like that. That's how you screw down your transmission and bring it all together. So according to this, it's a 3x14, which again should be one of these. It's been a very busy week. This week, I worked on the track on Tuesday. Got it really soaking wet, and it sucked it right up. And then Wednesday, after we were done working all day, threw water on it again. Threw water on it tonight. Tomorrow, when I show up to the track, about mid-afternoon, throw some more water on it, and it should be really dialed for us this weekend. So Jackson's on here. He said Ryan's coming, so that's Ryan Harris, kind of a cool YouTube guy. I think he's a TLR driver. He's got a really popular YouTube channel, so I'm hoping he makes a good video or two and gets our HobbyPlex out there again. The one thing about running a track that I've always noticed is, you kind of have to remind people that we're still there a lot. Every year I make the same phone calls for summer series giveaways, for door prizes and stuff, and a lot of times it's kind of like, oh, you guys are still running, you guys are still going, and it's like, well, of course we are, so it's really awesome to get that extra boost from somebody like that to come. So that's pretty good. I'm happy about that. So far with this build, I've found a couple different things that kind of threw me off a little bit, and I thought would make some good video content. Of course, I'm not going to be trashing the brand or the truck or anything like that, but I do feel like, I found some things that could help somebody along in the build. So I'm really anxious to get this done and get this out there to show people that. I got YouTube up on my TV over here, and I'm watching the Reedy race from last year. It's a cool track. I kind of got some inspiration of our option lane from that race. They kind of had an option line that I thought was really cool. I didn't straight up steal it. All right, so we're gonna put this back in here. I do like the set gear mesh with this cam here for these motors. just takes one less, it's one less thing to worry about, basically. So mad props to the axial engineers for that. Now if I can just get this thing in there, there we go. It's been a very busy week so far. It's about to get a whole lot busier. Our summer series is pretty cool, but it's turned into every year. It seems like we all kind of look forward to it. What I like about it is, every once in a while we'll get somebody like Jrt to come up for a round, or say like a Zeke Bollinger from Colorado to come out. They might not make all the rounds, but when they're here, it definitely adds a level of competition that I don't think you don't really get in too many places. Once a month, for that matter. So I think it elevates all of us when that happens. It seems like we all get better. There we go. All the screws are back in place. It turned, so I didn't screw anything up. How did I do this before? Let's see. I really, really, really like how this car goes together so far, though. Like everything, it's neat how they have you do, how they had you do, I think the transmission was first, and then the axles. No, they did the axles first, then the transmission, then your servo mount plate, and then you get the side rail, and then you kind of come around to this side rail, and then it all just kind of fits together. It's been really good, other than the couple little things that I found that'll be in the video. But even those aren't anything terrible. See, now I have a screw left over, but I can't tell if this screw was from here. I think it was. So I think we're fine. However, I do need to look again at how this goes in. I'm kind of fretting putting this servo in, only because I'm afraid of breaking it. Like what if I don't set the endpoints right or whatever. I remember in my comp crawler, long time ago, that the first one I ever put in, I didn't do it right, and I broke it. That's right. Why is that going? What did I do? Did I screw something up? Oh, man. Probably not the most alert, awake person on the planet. Tuesday was a very long day. By the way, we had 10 guys come out and crawl on Tuesday. And the course was very good, I thought. I thought the course was probably our best course so far this year. So if you've never gotten a chance to come out on a Tuesday, for Tuesday crawling, You need to get out there because it's really a good time. Good practice for everything too. Jackson, you can come out on Tuesday. You can borrow Emerson's crawler and do a run.
No.
Well, technically, it's not Emerson's crawler. It's the store's crawler. So he can use it, and then you can use it.
Absolutely not. I lost my streak.
Are you going to put wheel setup on your car? No. Why? My car is awesome.
Sounds good.
Emerson's car is awesome.
I just can't drive.
Okay. So that's good. So the piece that was missing is on there, and now we have a complete chassis assembly. I got to do the drive shafts. I got to make sure that they line up correctly. I should probably. I don't think that's going to work. No, it's not going to work. We're going to do it like this. Bender needs a buggy, man. You're a good enough driver. I think you'd be surprised by how well you could do once you get off of that short course truck. The Traxxas short course truck, for that matter, and get a buggy. Find a used one. We can help you get all the components for it. Used ones are a really good value. It's a good way to get into it without spending a lot of money. I'm excited to get this truck going, even though it's bone stock. I'm trying to decide what to do with the body. I kind of want to do the cutout thing where you cut out the top of the Jeep body. But then we got some new roof racks in today that would look really cool on a Jeep. So I'm really torn. I'm definitely torn. So one thing I'm doing is I'm putting these drive shafts back on so I can get this thing back together. And you should always have the axle pins lined up with one another. So you want your pin on the transmission side, and then you want your pin on the axle side the same. Because if they're opposite, the truck gets really notchy and it doesn't turn as nice. That may or may not be in the video I'm going to do for this thing. Probably will be. I finally got on the ARMA Facebook pages and kind of pimped my my house jump a little bit more. I finally got the house jump over 1,000 views. I can't believe that's all it has. I thought it was cool. But I know it's been done before, so whatever. But it's never been done over my house, dang it. Okay. I gotta find something else to watch here real fast. There we go. Nice.
Not really.
Should I buy a buggy with ESC in there or other components, or buy a buggy with nothing in there? So yeah, when I'm talking about buying a used car, dude, if you can get one, if you can get a 17.5 buggy setup with electronics and everything, and it's a reasonable price, I'd say go for it. If it's, in my opinion, you can get a B6, right? Right now, probably somewhere out there for like 100, 150 bucks. And then if you can get one with motor and speed controller for 250, you know, go for it. 300 maybe. You can find B6 ones out there, probably for like 150 to maybe 200 bucks. And then if you get it with battery speed controller, you know, you're kind of getting up there a little bit. And B6 2s, you know, they're going $200 or so for a good used one, quality. So the cool thing is with stock, and why we want you to get into stock first, you can be an independent stock buggy, okay? No sponsored drivers allowed in that one. It's just regular people. Nobody doing anything stupid that I know of to their batteries or their motors. And, you know, just regular Joe drivers. Driving that for a while, then you can move up. You can get a just stock speed controller for about 50 bucks at the Plex. Motor is going to cost you $100 pretty much no matter what you do, no matter what brand. So just pick your favorite brand out, whichever one you want to get, and there you go. Just start racing that. I think you'd enjoy it. I think a lot of times guys who've been racing in Plex a while that are able to move up find themselves having a little more fun because they're not just getting ran over. Plex specs for beginners. That's why we don't really make a big deal out of it if somebody's out there getting ran over in Plex spec, because everybody sucks in Plex. That's how it's supposed to be. So you get up in an independent buggy, you get a little bit more track etiquette, and you can kind of learn the pace a little bit. You can learn, you know, how to keep your corn speeds up, how to scrub the jumps a little bit, how to pitch your car in the air a little bit easier because you're not having to dodge traffic the whole time. So definitely something to think about. Okay, enough with this. This is for another time. So, but I did want to get that piece I was missing on there, and yeah, I'm pretty excited to get this thing going, man. Very excited. So, okay. Where are we going to put this? I don't even know where to put it. Hey, hang this up back there, will you? Okay, here's my son's janky car.
It's so fast with this.
It's not faster than mine.
Yeah, it's,
Oh, it's not.
yeah, it's,
Oh, it's not. So we're going to take the diff out in 7 screws. He needs a new wing already, too. That's pretty crazy.
I always need a new ring.
So bad on wings. Screw 3. Screw 4. Screw 5. Screw 6. And maybe if I can get it in there. I'll do that. There we go. Screw 7. Bob, for now, I just put my my Element Enduro 16-turn Reedy in there. But with as cheap as Holmes motors are, I'll probably get another 13-turn for that. I'm going to go brushless eventually. Just don't have it right now. So my son decided to take his race car that's mainly used for racing, and he decided to drive it in the street above the HobbyPlex and in doing so, landed it on its lid and scraped up the shock
What?
towers.
How did that happen?
Look at that.
What?
So props to Emerson for not taking quality care of his race car that I work on most of the time. So, yay. What was that? Okay, so this thing's filthy, so filthy. And a rag. There's a rag. This thing's pretty devastated. I think that bearing's fine. So bad. That was probably fine. Okay. Do. So tonight I'm going to do something that I don't recommend doing, and that is we're going to reuse his rings, but we're going to flip them. So the newer surface is what the balls are going to be riding on. I've got new balls, so that's good. Should always have new balls. And Emerson, will you take the motor spray? Will you spray that out, please?
Yeah.
Over this trash can without getting everything messy?
Yes.
I want it clean. I want it spotless. Spotless. Yucky. Thrust bearing. Do I recommend ceramic bearings? Only if I don't know. I mean, if you want to get them, get them. You know, I was recommended to get ceramic bearings by Derek Wood when I was complaining about the speed of my 13.5 car, and you know, maybe I will. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't think it's not something that's like crazy. I'm sure some stock gurus out there going, ceramic bearings, yes. But I don't know. Depends on the car too. I need that motor spray, please.
Yes.
Here, spray this out. I want that spotless. Spotless, please.
It's greasy.
I know it's greasy. That's why I want it spotless. We're doing father-son diff building here.
What a bonding moment.
Yeah, we're having a bonding moment. What type of buggy is that? That one? That's a B62.
Oh, got it.
B62D.
Straight into it. That was pretty dumb.
That was pretty dumb. Don't do that again. So, Emerson's taking a sweet time cleaning this out. Do that. It's fine. Do this one, but don't lose the spring that's in there. There's a spring that's in there.
Let's take that first.
No. You should be able to just spray it out and not worry about it.
There's cat hair.
Yeah, that's because we have cats. Okay, so that's clean. That's clean. This, we're going to get rid of the balls. The balls And make sure that we have that all together. So, all right, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Spotless.
Cut this open. My personal car is actually pretty good. I think I'm going to rebuild the shocks tomorrow because I was reminded by Will Brenton that I never rebuild shocks. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'll probably make Emerson do the same thing. So let's see. I'm going to set that there. We're going to get the balls. 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 By the way, this is in a crack bag. Apparently, Emerson witnessed. Emerson went to the Council Bluffs skate park today, full disclosure, and saw his first public crack smoking of his life today. So 13 years old, and
Only in Council Bluffs.
of course it was in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and discovered
Crack.
a group of old homeless guys smoking crack. So hooray. All right, we're gonna spooge some grease. This is how I do my diff. I think I've done this on here before on these after-hour shows, but whatever. It's got to be done. A little bit of maintenance. Stealth grease, hand, spooge onto hand. Spooge is also one of my favorite words. You could also say that there's a menagerie of spooge, and that would be two of my favorite words used together in the same sentence. So we're going to drop all the, come on, ball. We're going to drop the balls out onto my hands. We could also say menagerie of balls on my hand spooge. That would be also another, it's another fun one. So go like that, and make sure we put it on the side where they're not going to fall out. We're going to put each ball in. My son's over here laughing because I keep saying balls and menagerie of balls and
Ball jokes.
ball jokes. We're making ball jokes. I'm making jokes about diff balls. That's all. Don't turn me in. Okay. Plethora, that's a good word. Corey, good job. I like plethora. That's a fun one. I'm about out of diff grease here. Might have to go to the Losi stuff. Or just, man, I like hey, reach into that bin of goo and one of those.
Just any of them.
Yeah. No, the clear ones.
Looks like this barrel dried out.
They're not dried out. Here, give me. It's fine. It'll be fine. All right. Maybe.
Oh, you really like snip that into my butt.
Daniel just asked, what kind of buggy do you recommend me to get? That is a very subjective question. One in which I tend not to answer, so I don't come across as a shill for everybody. However, I will say, get either a Losi or an Associated. Don't get anything else. It's cool to have a cool car every once in a while. X-Ray's got good cars. Serpent's got good cars. Yosho's got good cars. But if you want local support, it's best to stick with what everybody else is driving. And in this case, that would be Losi or Associated. So if you can find a good Losi 4.0, there's plenty of those out there, or 5.0, that's the new car. Go for it. You know, if you can find a B6, go for it. If you can buy a B6.1, that's even better. It's a little bit more, it's a little easier to set up. If you can find a B6.2, that's a new car, so that's even better still. So that's what I think. Or better yet, talk to parents into coming to the Plex and buying a new one. There's always that. You can always do that one. Okay. We got plenty of grease in here. We don't want to overdo it, but we'll get that in there. Get this bearing in here. Don't forget to spooge a little bit of grease. See, I said it again, spooge. Put a little bit of grease in between the outdrive and the ring, like so. And two pieces here. Goes together like so. That feels pretty good. So we're going to leave that off to the side for a moment. Now we're going to get our black grease. Where is that stuff at? There it is right there. Oh, I already had some. God, dumb. And take our ring like this. And you can see here, there you go. I'm gonna, geez, terrible. By the way, one of my biggest gripes right now is that these guys have started putting their diff grease and stuff in these little trays instead of these little guys. This is way harder to apply than these. Stop doing that. I know they're not going to listen to me, but that's what I think. Okay, so now we're going to take, what I like to do is get a little bit of the grease on the tip. And pick our little, shut up. Pick our balls up here. And now that we've done that, I'm just going to make sure that they're right up against that screw there. And we'll put our thrust bearing on with the new side down, not the old side. I found a B5M associated buggy. Is that any good? I mean, yes. Is it $75? How much is it?
$200.
$200? No. Nope. Way too much. Way too much for a B5M. B5M should go for like $100 or less. It's getting harder and harder to find parts for a B5M, so I would suggest passing. Get yourself at least something a little bit more modern like a B6. Yes. Plus, $200 for a B5M? No. Does it come with electronics? Wait a minute. Hold on. Does it come with any electronics, or is it just a car? Why is this not? Oh, that's why. I'm waiting for the answer. Okay, so I'm tightening down this brand new diff that we have, and
Jeez.
I just want to say that you got to be careful when you're doing this initially, because if you over tighten it right at the get-go without doing any breaking in, no, actually it's 250 with no electronics. Speaking of smoking crack, no, pass on that. Way too much money for a B5M. Okay, anyways, back to what I was saying. You got to be careful not to over tighten it from the get-go, because we do have to go through a break-in process, which, because we don't have his radio, we can't do tonight, but at least it'll be in there for tomorrow. So basically, I just hand tighten it until it gets hand tight. Hand tighten until it gets hand tight. So basically, we're just tightening it down until you feel some really good resistance, then stop. Don't do anything more, because the rest of it will happen when we get it in the car. So this feels way smoother than what he had. Good Lord, dude. He just burned those balls right up, man. So we're going to put this back in his car. And then tomorrow, I'll break in his differential for him at the track. Basically what I do, and I know I've shown this on here before, I think, but you might not have been watching that episode. So once it's in the car, we turn everything on. I take a wrench, I stick it in the outdrive on one side. I turn the throttle up on the throttle trim. This wheel starts to move, say it like slowly. And I do that for about a minute or two. And then I turn it down, take the wrench, put it on the other side, turn the throttle back up. This wheel will move on its own for about a minute or two. Then I'll turn the throttle down, take the wheel off, take the wrench, stick it in there, tighten it, put it all back together, and repeat that process. And I do that usually 2 or 3 times. And then once I've done that and I've tightened down a little bit more that last time, then we go out and drive it. And then we check to see if it's loosened up anymore as those balls are broken in. And usually we're good to go. And usually on my car, I don't have to do this diff rebuilds for probably, maybe a month and a half, 2 months even sometimes. That dude, it's like every 3 weeks, because he drives very hard, and then he does dumb stuff after the races are over. So whatever, he's 13, we live with it. It is what it is. Team Low C22 4.0 two-wheel drive roller for $250. I also think that's way too much. I think a 4.0 shouldn't be sold for more than $150 right now, because there's all the newer 5.0s that are out. That's way too much, in my opinion.
Much cleaner than this.
Offer him $150 for a 4.0 and see what happens.
Much cleaner than this.
Yeah, it's really good. A lot of these guys, they start out, I don't know where you're looking, but a lot of them start out high on purpose to try and get as much as they possibly can. See if some poor schmuck comes around and pays them what they're actually what they actually put down. But yeah, 250 is way too much for a 4.0 at this time. If this were a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, maybe. When did the 4.0 stop? It was, didn't they come out with the 5.0 cars last summer? Yeah. So, no, it's way too much fun. Okay, we're gonna put this thing back in. And then you got to make sure that you're putting in the axle height the right way, because I have accidentally put it in the wrong way a couple times. And that'll make a drastic difference on how the car handles. There we go. And for some reason, ow, yeah, dirt. It's probably easier if I would have, you know what, that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be a little easier if I just take one of these shock things off here. So almost done. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I haven't even started on the tires yet, but at least I have his diff ready to get broken in. I feel like I've made some progress. Sometimes kind of slack off and don't work on, gosh darn it, I don't work on both of our cars as well as I should. And then we suffer for it. I'll be right back. I gotta find where that went.
What'd you lose?
Nah, I dropped the.
Oh, that's what's squeaking.
Huh.
It's probably this bushing. Look.
Probably. Emerson's over here off camera working on his skateboard. Team Associated 110 scale two-wheel drive buggy with brushless motor ESC, almost ready to run, 235. Now we're talking, except which car is it? It's got to say which car. It can't just be an Associated. It's got to be an Associated B5, B6, B6.1, B6.2. If they don't know, then that's weird.
Yeah, that's a little strange.
That's kind of strange if they don't know.
I don't know what I'm selling.
I don't know what this is. I found it in the
dumpster.
Found it in the storage area I just ripped off.
But it's ready to run.
But dang it, it's ready to go. Well, let's see if we can help Daniel out here. Where are you looking? Maybe is there a picture? I'm here to please. Let's figure this out. There we go. eBay. Let's see if we can find it. Get out my old eBay app here. My greasy fingers. Oh, get out of here. You can also find, dude, another good place. I know Bob's telling you looking for a 2 Club. Another good place is More, MHOR. They got like used deals. They have a whole Facebook page dedicated to that. He's actually had some pretty good cars on there lately too. It's like full kits and stuff. That's Chad Brockman out there at Mile High Off-Road Raceway. Let's see what we got here. I think this is it, but it's a bid, so you got 1 day left. Let's see if that shows up. Daniel, is that the car? I believe that is probably a B6. No, it's a B61. Could be a B62. Maybe I should read the description. Did you read the description? It doesn't really say, does it? I'll tell you what, though. It's an auction, and it's at $235 with a day and a half left to go. And I do a lot of eBay. That's how I'm able to find and pay for a lot of these cars back here. It'll probably go for a lot more than that when it's done. I bet you this goes for at least probably $400, maybe more.
Jeez.
So good luck with that, but I don't think I think it'll probably end up going for more than that. Ooh. Team Associated RC10 T3 rolling chassis and stadium truck. So so I'm actually, I really want to complete my my collection back here. So I'm on the hunt for a Team Associated B2, B3, T2, and T3 because I've got Jrx, LXT, double XT, triple XT. I don't really care about the 22s. And then I've got Losi, Jrx Pro, double X, triple X. So I'm also on the hunt for a 22 rear motor to collect and not actually drive this time. But I'm definitely looking for a T2, a T3, and a B2 and a B3 because I only have a 10T and an RC10. I don't have any of the ones after it. So the guy came in the other day with a T2, and I was like, you could sell this to me. And he was like, no, it's sentimental. I'm like, gosh, sentimental. So one of these days, I'll get on here. Here's somebody who's batshit crazy. Team Associated RC10 Graphite Mint, $1,750 or best offer.
Is it a bid?
So that person's not going to get $1,750 for this. It's clean. It's like brand spanking new. I'll give him that. Look at that. It's brand new. But it's not worth $1,750. Anyways, okay, all right, stop. I'm on eBay now. That's not good. Team Associated B44. Nah, that's four-wheel drive. You should start with two-wheel drive. Like I said, you want to be an independent stock buggy. So you want a two-wheel drive. You also, if you're on eBay, you can't really get yourself like your hopes up because on eBay because what you're looking at price-wise won't be what it is. You know, I actually just sold my monster truck on eBay Monday and pretty much got exactly what I wanted for it.
I do
So-
approve.
Emerson's bummed out, but I'm not. You know why Emerson shouldn't be bummed out? Because that money is going to be used to pay for his truggy so he can race this winter. So probably shouldn't be bummed out about it.
Here's the other thing.
Thanks. And I got one more screw and I dropped it on the floor, so I'm just going to put a new screw in and forget that I dropped it on the floor. Ooh, that's not right. I need it longer. Man, I'm just full of good information tonight, aren't I? There we go. And finally, we need the long one. Bob's got a brand new B61 light sitting there. Interesting.
You think normal grease would help these bearings out?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Do you have them?
Yeah, in that drawer.
This is just the same stuff?
Yeah, same stuff. It'll work fine. Okay. Bada bing. So there we go. So this car is ready for a new diff break-in and shocks rebuilt. And then we're going to put on some new tires tomorrow. We're going to clean this dirty, filthy thing off. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. It won't like make it slow?
Nope, not at all. Emerson had a B61 DL, that DL car that they had for a little while. I think that was the shortest amount of time we've ever owned a car. That was like 3 months, and not because it was bad, but because we bought it in December for carpet season, and then the B62s came out like 3 months later. I was like, dude, if I would have known that. And that's what this car is. This filthy, filthy, filthy car.
Maybe it's because we're racing on dirt.
It's not because we're racing on dirt. It's because you don't take care of your own stuff. And you went and drove this thing in a freaking parking lot. It's gross. Look at that. The front wing's all busted up. Look at that. Terrible. I don't even know why I'm putting this wing on. Do we have another wing? Do we still have that wing sitting here?
I thought so.
Nope. We've used it already. All right. Man. Ah. So I'm thinking, my final thoughts here tonight on here is I'm thinking about running 13.5 wheeler on Saturday, but I haven't really decided yet. My car's pretty slow on the straightaway. Everywhere else, my car's fine. Straightaway, not so much. I don't know how you can do that. Okay. So this car's basically, ooh, yeah, feels good. That car's ready to get broken in. And that's the one thing I forgot to do was bring Emerson's radio. So not against Ryan. That's not it at all. More of just well, I found out Nate Sutherland won't be there, so I decided I wasn't going to run at any of the Summer Series races because I didn't want to, insert myself in any points battles that might be taking place. But since Nate's not going to be there, I don't know. Just kind of thinking about it. I probably won't, though. Last Summer Series race, I wanted Emerson to run it, and then we ran into some problems, so electronic problems, because I plugged my battery in backwards because I'm stupid. Okay. Where did my tires go? There they are. So here we are again. Ready for another round of building tires for the Summer Series.
Content.
And last week for club racing, I actually tested something on my car. I didn't cut my foams. I didn't do anything to my foams at all, actually. I noticed that by the end of the day, once my tires were good and broken in, by the end of the day, there was, quite a bit of gap between the tire and the foam. Hello?
Sorry.
And so I thought, well, maybe I'll leave the foam full just to see what happens. And I did his. I cut his. And we both ran. I thought we both had good traction. What I noticed was that without cutting the foams, my car got a little bit unhinged at the end of the straightaway. Last week, the last couple of weeks, the end of the straightaway has been a little rough, and so when my car would come up there and hit all those bumps, I felt like with the foam not being cut, as opposed to the tires that I did have that were cut, it didn't get through there near as smooth. So I think I'm going to go back to doing the center cut like I've been doing, just because I feel more comfortable with those. With how it feels. And I just got to be more careful with how much sauce and stuff I use on my tires, I think, or how long I let it sit. I think that has majority of it to do with that is how long I let the liquid wrench sit on the tire. If I let it sit for too long, it'll cause it to balloon up like that. So here we are again, and I'm just doing the same old pattern I always do. A lot of guys punch holes in these. I kind of stopped doing that. I found it to be very, very cumbersome and took too long. So I just cut a V right down the center. There's some other guys that have some really cool things. They take like a drill and buzz a strip right down the center. That's something Will Brenton's been doing now. It kind of they're trying to achieve the same effect. So we're just gonna pop these out of there. The one nice thing about running 13.5 wheeler though, I've really been enjoying it for club racing, but also the tires last so much longer than in modified. Holy crap. I forgot what that was like being able to run the same tires for a couple weeks. All right, so that's what I'm doing. Leaving the outside edge for the support in the middle, so it makes the foam just a little bit cushier, and it helps the foam break in a little bit easier. Helps to have a nice sharp pair of scissors. Everybody's got their own way of doing stuff, their own way of breaking in diffs, nitro engines, prepping foam, prepping tires. You know, we all get into these patterns and ways of doing things that it's hard to stray from once you get into a routine. So this is the way I do it. I think it works good for me.
Unless the noises.
And I'll throw all these away so my cat doesn't get into them.
I'm not trying to eat it.
So there you go. Set these off to the side for a little bit because I do got to clean the beads off of the tires here and punch holes in them, all that good stuff. I'm really looking forward to Saturday's race, but at the same time, I'm looking forward to being over, so I can get another couple weeks of just regular weekly work instead of all the summer series stuff. Then I got to start getting a hold of our door prizes and stuff too. Usually by now I'm kind of frantically making phone calls and freaking out about stuff, and because we added a month, our finals are in October. I kind of get that extra little bit of time. Hopefully the coronavirus won't affect these companies' ability to do any door prizes or anything. I gotta say, with as busy as we've been, you know, I would hope that all these places have been holding up, you know. But at the same time, a lot of stuff's been out of stock, so this might be kind of a weird year when it comes to that. It's been a weird year already, of course, but we'll try to make it work as always. Daniel Bender's still trying to find himself a car. $250 is a good price, but if that's, you know, if that's an auction, you know, don't get your hopes up too high. But if that's just a straight up sort of thing, in fact, let me help a brother out here. See if I can find it. Ooh, how much is that? All right, so here's see if I can get this on there. Can I get that on there? Ooh, that's gonna be hard. Ah, stop that. So that car right there, that is from More MHOR RC used case deals. Okay, it's a B61D. It was posted July 21st. It's got a Spectrum radio, Reedy 1000Z speed controller, 17.5 motor, Orion battery, Savex 1258 servo, aluminum rear hubs, and a brand new painted raw speed body. $400. That's a pretty good price on a car like that with all that stuff that it came with. Let's see. Whoa. Jrx 2 bodies. Here's another one. B61D. Oh, it says sold, so never mind. That car was ugly anyways. Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. So he had on there, you just got to look for these things, but he had a B6D roller, $125. Now we're talking. If you found something like that, that's a good price for a car like that. Here's another one, another B6D roller. It's been sold. That's what I'm saying. Another $125. So they're out there. God, he had a XXX Buggy on there that I was tempted to buy, and kind of glad I didn't, because I would have gotten smacked. Have you seen the video where Rivkin heats up the tire to get rid of the white powder before gluing? Have you tried this method? I think I did catch something like that, Nick. I haven't tried it yet, just because I've been using the same simple grain brag thing that I've been doing. But that makes sense. Wow.
Doesn't it feel a little crunchy?
Not really.
Like if you spin it all the way around.
No.
Feels a bit crunchy.
So. Okay. So now I'm going to make sure. So the other day, I had a comment on one of these after hours shows. They're like, are you punching holes in the sidewalls? And yes, but on the inner sidewall, not on the outer. So we want to vent the tires, and this will be a left, and this will be a right. So we got to do this side. Greg's on here, Greg Van Buskirk. You can go way back. Yeah, I think so. You know, that's he was on our he made a couple of posts on our Monday night podcast show, where he was kind of asking, you know, how do I think about the competition and everything, and that's kind of what I said was, you know, a lot of times I've seen firsthand where people will come in from out of town and kind of be surprised sometimes by the speed that we have at the Plex. You know, every class has got a really good competitive group of people racing, and so I think it's going to be a good one. I think he's going to have a good time. I think the one thing that I've always noticed, like when Jason Rona would come, is you know, he'd always talk about how nice everybody is, and I think, you know, that's one thing that we got going for us too. Is for the most part, I think everybody that races at the Plex is genuinely excited when somebody comes from out of town that normally doesn't race, and they get to see, you know, a new face, or in this case, you know, I'm sure he's going to do some video, right? So he's going to be giving us some pubs. So I'm grateful for that. So, you know, we'll definitely be nice, but at the same time, it is a race, and I know that as always, we have just a good group of quality racers, and I think it's going to be exciting, as always. I was told that this is like a TLR invasion to the Team Associated Summer Series this weekend. So we'll see. It's too bad. I don't think Zeke and those guys are coming this weekend. I think they're going to wait till the 29th. So otherwise, it would have been huge. Huge. What are you doing?
I bet this would be easier.
Oh.
To get all the crap out of the bearings.
Okay. So again, you know, I just use Simple Green to clean off the bead of the tire, and I'll take the rag and kind of dry it off a little bit. Yeah, why not? Daniel just asked, can I put my name out at Hobbytown for people to see that I want a buggy? Sure. I think there's got to be a 4.0 Losi car floating around out there, or another B6 or B61 floating around there somewhere. If I had one, I'd sell it to you, but I just sold Emerson's carpet car on eBay not that long ago. About a month ago. Was it a month ago? It was a month ago. I don't know. All I know is it's gone and help pay for our new cars. So where are we at? Woo, it's almost 11. I'm going to shut her down here in 9 minutes. So that'll give us an hour and a half. And that'll let me kind of sit back and watch YouTube and get ready for tomorrow. Still got a little bit of work to do at the track tomorrow. There's some pipe I got to secure. And I'm going to retamp those option lane jumps so they don't fall apart on us this weekend. And I got to clean. I'm going to clean off the, like I always do every week, blow all the dust off the walkway and the pit lane. And I want to move that table too. That's down there by the garage door. I got a lot to do. Jackson says, do you need help at all tomorrow? I can come and help you. Yes. Help me move this table. Why don't you come down at like around noon? I'll put you to work. I need to move that big table that's down there by the bleachers. I never have liked it there. And there's some junk around there I want to get rid of too. Actually, I want to get rid of all those 2x12s and stuff that are on the dirt oval pit area. You can help me with that too, if you remember.
Dude, what are you watching?
It'll earn you some free practice if you get there. I'll incentivize it for you. I won't charge you for practice tomorrow. How about that? We can fix the wobble in the bleachers. I know exactly what's causing it. The bleachers got moved. They just need to get put back. Last tire. So I do have a set of the tires I ran last week on my car are really good. But I have another set of tires that were from the main from the last Summer Series race that I thought were really, really good. So I've kept those kind of off to the side. So if I choose to run those again in the main, I think I can get one more, but it depends on the traction level. If the track's really, really black and there's a lot of grip, I think the tires I ran in the main at the last Summer Series would be really good. If for some reason the grip's not there, then I'll probably have to run taller tread. So we'll see. I did put Stay Wet down this week, so that should help with the grip. Should help get the grip up quickly. That's another video I got to do. So I want to do a video kind of explaining how and why I've been using VP Stay Wet on our track. and why, you know, it should last a long time still too. And I tried to do a video of it last time. It didn't turn out very well, so we're gonna start over.
Imagine this popped.
I tried something. I experimented last week during club racing. I didn't put stay wet down Friday night, partially because I just didn't feel like it because it was already late. But I could tell. It took longer for the track to come in. Usually by the end of the first round, the track's got that black kind of groove in it, and this last club race it didn't really have it. Even with we had a lot of cars too, even with all the cars. So what I'll probably do is glue the outer sidewall tonight and then let it sit overnight. And then I'll glue the rest of it tomorrow in the morning and then keep the rubber bands on it till we get to the track. And then it should be good to go for practice to get them broken in. And I can definitely tell the difference between the cut and the non-cut tire when I kind of squeeze these, even with this brand new foam. So for sure. And even though they are directional, I still like to mark the tires. I just put in a left and a right, if you guys can see that. That way I don't screw up, or he doesn't screw up and put the tires on the wrong way. So then you got no grip.
Dude, my board is going to kill me after this.
Okay. I think I'm going to sign off because this is all I'm doing now, and I'm just going to glue these and be back at the track tomorrow. So that's long enough. We started late. We still got on here for an hour and a half. I think that's pretty good. Kind of losing my voice a little bit. So thank you guys. I think we had 15 or 16 viewers at one point, so that's pretty awesome. Sorry for being late, but like I said, I still had a little bit of track prep to do, and I had to close the store. So that's why I couldn't start at 9 tonight like normal. And but I appreciate all of you guys joining in. Most of you guys are all kind of local. I know who you are and everything. So hope to see you sometime this weekend. If not, we'll be back for another live Monday show for our podcast. Hopefully this time I won't talk about dumb stuff that doesn't make any sense, or let internet Facebook activity get to my brain. So we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna bail. You guys are awesome. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again. Make a new video for you soon.